Well, I'm just grateful to be here with all of you today. I know that you were expecting to see this meeting take place a few moments later, and they're going to call the votes here anytime, and so I apologize for having to come early, but you know what it really means? I mean, it means I didn't want you to have some notion that my commitment to you had waned in any way, because I truly believe that your persistence is an example to Capitol Hill. I see so many of the same faces that come here and continue to fight for the cause of freedom in Iran, and I just thank you so very much. And I know that the people in Camp Ashraf are extremely grateful to you, because I'm sure that so oftentimes they begin to feel very alone and lost, and that nobody knows their plight or even sees the challenges that they face every day. And it's not easy, I know, to do the things that you do, but if we consider the challenges that they face in their life every moment, it makes it a lot more plausible for us to get out and try to support them and to try to work for their freedom. And I'm, again, very, very grateful to all of you for fighting for this cause of human dignity and freedom. You know, I have to suggest to you that this year 2012 is a destiny-shaping year. For Iran, for America, and for the whole world. We are facing some great machinations, some great events in our country here in America related to an election, related to the direction that we will go philosophically for a very long time. I will be extremely transparent with you. I believe that this administration has failed many times the dissidents in Iran, when they had perfect opportunity in 2009 to stand up and say that the people who represent freedom in the world are with you. We are committed to the cause of freedom in Iran, and we understand the oppression that Ahmadinejad has placed upon your people. I am sorry that our president didn't do that when the opportunity was there. And my hope is that in this coming year, maybe that will change. And if it doesn't, my hope is that we change presidents. I'll be very, very open with you, very direct with you. I do hope that you don't forget to look to brighter days, because these are extremely challenging times. If Ahmadinejad is able to gain control or access to nuclear weapons, I am afraid that his hold on freedom and his strangled grip on some of the dissidents in Iran will only be strengthened. And it's very, very important that we all work together to make sure that that doesn't happen. And I see all of you as freedom fighters of the first magnitude, and I just encourage you to not give up in these critical moments, because I know that whether you succeed or not is going to affect the whole world. We know that the Iranian regime has placed many atrocities upon the Iranian people, but perhaps no one has faced the heavy weight of those kinds of things more than the people at Camp Ashraf. And I just want you to know that I believe that this regime in Iran that oppresses its people, I believe that their days are numbered one way or the other. And I hope that you all understand that there's a great many people in this country that are with you in our hearts in every way. When we saw some of the tragedies in Iran, we as a people responded, and we know the cause that you fight for, and we're there. Now, there was a time a long time ago when King Philip's armada was coming against England. I think it was back in 1588. And it looked like it was a hopeless situation. It looked like that there was no way that they could fend off this number of ships coming from Spain, and that they just it was probably going to be the end of England. And they told the Queen of England that they were potentially going to be overwhelmed. And she rode down to her army herself, and she spoke words to them that inspired them to one of the greatest victories in the history of England, and ultimately to winning that battle that everyone seemed to think was a hopeless effort. And she said something like this. She said, "My friends, my loving friends, we see the sails of the enemy approaching. We hear the guns across the water. Soon now we will meet them face to face. I am resolved to come here to live or die amongst you all. If we stand together, no invader will pass. Let them come with the armies of hell, they will not pass. And when this day of battle is ended, we will meet again, in heaven or the field of victory. And I truly believe that the whole world should thank all of you in this room, because your battle is not only a battle for freedom in Iran, it's a battle for hope and freedom across this planet. If you prevail, if you win your battle, I think one of the great threats to humanity, which would be an Ahmadinejad with his finger on the nuclear button, will be diminished for all of us. I think that that threat will be diminished in a significant way. And if you prevail on behalf of the people of Camp Ashraf, then you prevail for the cause of human dignity across the world. You prevail for the cause of human freedom. And I just say two things. Thank you with my heart. Thank you on behalf of people across the world. Thank you on behalf of my 3-year-old twins. Thank you for having the courage to stand up for those who can't defend themselves. And secondly, do not despair, because all across the world there have been many tyrants that have tried to crush freedom-loving people and tried to crush the cause of freedom itself. And for a time, in many parts of history, they have seemed to prevail, but in the end they always fall, they always fail. And so, because you're on the right side, you have every right to look forward to better and more victorious days. And I believe that's going to happen. And I pray that we get to meet in this room a year from now on the field of victory. God bless you all.
My name is Ileana Ross-Layton. I chair the Foreign Affairs Committee. Congressman Dan Lundgren of California chairs the House Administration Committee. And you have no fiercer a fighter for Camp Ashraf and his residents than Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. We all have we have a series of votes right now, so we won't be able to say but just a few words. You've got my letters there fighting for you. I'll give out a copy of my remarks. And with you, Chairman Dan Lundgren. Thank you.
All we have to say is uphold justice, enable peaceful resettlement of the Camp Ashraf residents. If we do that, we will have succeeded. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Your presence here today is a mighty statement on the democracy of this nation. We must have Prime Minister Maliki stand up and say that they will have safe passage. They will not have access to health care or prevented from having access to health care. Let me thank Secretary Clinton. You must realize she has a great passion for this issue. We have discussed and chatted about the need to care for those who are in need. So my words are simply this. You've seen bipartisan members stand and joined with the scholarship that is here. We understand that there is great trepidation about Iran getting nuclear weapons. Many of you said we don't want to go to war. We want to enhance the Iranian resistance. The way we can do it is to take off the Iranian resistors in the United States, the MEK, off the terrorist list, and begin to understand what we can do for freedom and justice. And we will stand against the securing of a nuclear weapon by Iran and the lack of democracy and justice in that nation. We stand with you. Thank you very much.